A big shout out to Altium PCB designer for making this video possible. You're all familiar with Arduino. They are the top-notch microcontroller boards that are used by amateurs and professionals alike. However, the original Arduino boards are costly and using them for projects and trials is a costly affair. The Arduino clones, which offer similar functionality at far less price than the original boards, are economical and are in the available price range for students also. This enables even kids to undertake interesting experiments at lower cost. But sometimes going for genuine Arduino boards is worth the price. Why? Let's find out. In this video, we will see the difference between original Arduino boards and Arduino clones and help you to decide which one you should go for. Arduino is not just a board. It's basically three things. There's a physical hardware circuit board that uses a microcontroller called the Arduino board. There's the Arduino development environment called the Arduino IDE, and there is the sketch itself called Arduino Sketch, and that's what gets loaded into the Arduino board during the projects. Those are the three components that basically make up what Arduino is and kind of roughly what it does. Let's talk a bit about Arduino boards. So we have the physical component, which is the Arduino board. The Arduino board is the heart of every project. Now there's a bunch of different types of Arduino boards. Now all the Arduino boards share one thing in common, and that is they all have a microcontroller on them. And a microcontroller is basically a really small computer. The microcontroller is what enables you to read different inputs and control different outputs. Let me give you an example. This is how majority of the projects go. You have an input and an output, as well as some logic connecting the input and the output. So let's say you have a temperature sensor, and if the temperature sensor's reading exceeds a certain threshold, you want to switch on the cooling fan, and that's your output. Microcontroller is the one that does all the calculations, and the board supports the microcontroller to gather all the information and perform the output. Different Arduino boards have different microcontrollers. Also, each board has different capabilities. When someone says Arduino board, it could mean a number of different Arduino boards. How do you choose one? For beginners, you may see a lot of options out there that could easily confuse you. It's always best to start from very basic boards like Arduino Uno or Arduino Mega. There are even more Arduino boards that you could use based on your complexity of your project. It's advisable to go for an Arduino Uno for simple projects, Mega for simple projects where you will need a lot of GPIO pins, Arduino Nano or Pro Mini for smaller board applications where board size matters, Arduino Uno for Ethernet connectivity, and Arduino Duo for advanced calculations. There are more advanced boards such as boards in Maker family and Arduino Nano family, and even an Arduino board with RP2040 chipset, all with inbuilt wireless connectivity. Choosing one depends entirely on your project. Now, coming to the main topic. One confusing thing about buying an Arduino is that you will find there are so many companies that sell Arduino boards for a cheap price. And believe me guys, those Arduinos are not fake. They work exactly like the original Arduino Uno. How is that possible? That's because Arduino is open source. The company that came up with Arduino made their hardware designs open source for people to use. They are sharing the electrical design files to make our own Arduino boards. We have built our own custom Arduino boards in our previous video. In that video, I used an amazing PCB designer called Altium to make my own Arduino boards, and believe me guys, it's very easy to create our own PCBs using Altium. If you are a DIY electronics enthusiast, this is going to be really useful for you. Altium is an amazing PCB designer using which you can create and design your own PCBs for your hobby projects and for industrial use. You can download the free trial version from the description down below, and also get a 6-month full license if you are a student. Check it out. There is something called Altium 365 that comes free with Altium subscription. With Altium 365, you can design, share, manufacture, and do everything related to your project in the same space without any extra effort. You can also share your design and ideas and easily collaborate with teammates or even clients with secured centralized cloud storage. So make sure you check it out. So basically what this means is that there are a lot of people that have taken the exact same design of the Arduino boards and simply cloned it. Then they add a fancy name, often with the suffix Duino, and they say something like that board is Arduino compatible. And in fact, in most cases, these clones are fully Arduino compatible. There are so many companies that make super small Arduino boards. And here's the good news. Whatever Arduino boards you buy, as long as it says Arduino compatible, chances are you are going to be doing just fine. That's what's great about Arduino. The code that you write on one board can be transferred to tons of different boards, usually with no changes or very minor changes to the code. So, if you already have an Arduino board and you are wondering if you got the right one, you are probably fine. So, we have got these companies that create and sell clones of Arduino boards. These boards have different logos on them and sometimes they will have slightly different features, but for all intents and purposes, they work great with Arduino software and other Arduino shields. So, should you buy an Arduino from Arduino company or should you buy a clone? Or does it matter? Well, the Arduino boards you buy from Arduino.cc usually cost a little bit more, and the selling point of these clones is that they kind of cost less. So, if you ask me, for your first Arduino board, I would actually recommend buying your board from Arduino.cc or a certified distributor of Arduino. And that's because poor quality clone boards can be especially problematic for those just starting out with Arduino and programming. An inexperienced programmer would assume that any issues are due to their own mistake rather than an issue that's inherent to the board itself. Genuine Arduino silkscreen tend to be very good, but clones have varying quality. Once you get familiar with all the stuff, you can go with Arduino clones or even make your own Arduino boards. Well, I hope you are excited to get started with Arduino. If you really enjoyed this video, make sure you support our channel by giving this video a like and subscribe to our channel by hitting the subscribe button right here. See you in the next video.